Hello, Julie here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing if you enjoy this video. If you already subscribed to my channel, thank you very much, and if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Okay, so for today I'm going to make some cards as part of my design team work for Denise Boddey Designs. Now Denise is an Adelaide lady who designs and publishes papers and chipboard, dies, stamps. She's got a shop and I'll put a link to it in the description box, and if you want to pop over and check it out, I'm sure you'll really like the things she has. Now I am going to make some cards today. As I said, I haven't made cards for some time, to be honest, and I'm going to make some slimline cards, which I very rarely make, so might be a bit of trial and error. So stick with me. And I'm going for the shabby chic look. So I'm going to cut this piece down. Well, I'm going to tear it down. I'm not going to cut. I'm going to do tearing today, and I'm using my Deco ruler. Everything that I use, all the papers and everything, I will put links to in the description box. So if you see anything here that you think you might like, check it out. Now the card bases themselves, I made these myself out of 300 GSM smooth white cardstock, and they measure, I think it's 4 by 8 1/4, I think it is. Yes, 4 by 8 1/4. So now I'm going to do this. Basically covers the whole card. So I'm going to cut that off there, or tear that off there. And I'm going to tear it off across the bottom. I want it to be about like that. So didn't get it very straight, did I? But it doesn't matter. So that's like that. Okay, that's level number 1, layer number 1. Actually, there's a bit too much white there for my liking. I'm just going to trim that off a bit. And I'm going to use my black and Versacolour ink cube and ink around the edges of all of the papers as I go. So how is everybody? I hope everybody is good. I'm good. The weather here is good at the moment, although I'm filming this at night, so yeah, the weather's not playing much difference to me, but during the day it is excellent weather. Okay, so that I'm going to put that one there, and then this one I want to put here with this lovely flower on it. So I'm going to just tear that about there, and tear it about here. Might be easier to just tear it manually like this. Actually, I'll tear it back that way, because I don't really want to lose much of this. I don't mind if I lose it around the part where there's no picture, but I'd rather keep as much of the picture on as I can. Is that the correct length? No, so I've got to tear it off around about here. And do I want to tear that edge, or do I want to leave that edge straight? Oh, I think I'll tear it. Now, part of the embellishments that I'll be using today, I'm using some of Denise's chipboard. She makes heaps and heaps of different designs of chipboard, so if you're in the market for some chipboard, pop over there and check it out, because there's a fair chance that she'll have it. And I'm using some flowers from her today. Okay, so that can go on there like so. So that will go on there, and that will go on there. We'll ink around that. Get a bit of that white off. Denise also sells stamps and dies, and I'm going to use one of her dies to just put a little bit of extra, a little extra layer in this card. Okay, so what do we got? We got that and we got that. So that one goes like that and that one goes like that. Okay, now this is the die that I'm going to use. It's called Flower, I've torn it right across the thing. Flower Background 01. So, I'll cut it in some of the lighter green cardstock, and I'm just going to pop that under there like that, so it's just sort of poking out. I want it to go right up, or yeah, right up. That, and one down here. Like that. So that's going to go like that, and that's going to go like that. Alright, so I can ink around these now. Okay, so let's start sticking some things down. I'm going to use my glue to do that. So this paper is, where's the name of the paper? I don't know, but I'll look it up anyway, and I'll add it in the description box. Okay. There we go. Now, it's going to go there. So if I put some glue on the back of this, oh, I forgot to mention too, all of Denise's papers are double-sided. So you've got plenty of choices. If you don't like one side, the other side's bound to be to your liking, but generally I find that I have a hard decision trying to decide which side I'm going to use, because they're both great. So I'm just going to hold that in about the proper place, then I'm going to tuck this underneath. I've got the wrong side out. And hold that in place about there, and tuck that in under there, like so. Try and keep it level with this side of the card so that I know I've got something like straight, because this is all jagged. Okay, and the same for this one. Okay, and now I can add this one. Now, I could add this and add some cardboard under this so it raises it up a little bit, or some foam tape. I've got some foam tape here, I might use that. So we've got our flower up the right way. Now this tape sticks very quickly and very solidly, so once we've got it down, it's down. Now I'm going to put some fibres of some sort on here. Now I've got some lace I could run along there, or I've got some cheesecloth. And I've got some netting, which you can't really see, but you can see the picture through it nicely. So I think I'm going to use this, and I'm probably going to do probably about 1.5 inches wide, I guess. I'll need a couple of strips of that. If they're not the same, or if they're crooked or whatever, I'm not too fussed about that. So you can't really see them, probably can't see them very well there, but you can certainly feel them, and I'm bringing them over the edge there like that as well. Now I'm going to use a chipboard flower. There's these which are called herbs, and let me see. I think I might do that because it's nice and tall. So I might stick that on there like so. I might move it up a little bit. Now, do I want to leave it white or do I want to colour it? I think the white looks elegant. I could ink it with a little shade of pink. What do you think? I think on this one I'm going to stick with the white. So I'm going to use this to ensure, oh well, I'm going to just put glue on this, and then the glue will go through this and hold the tulle in place as well. I'm going to pop that down there, at the middle, maybe up a bit from the bottom, because I want to put my sentiment down there. So that will hold that tulle in place. Oh. Well, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but I've got one piece of tulle here and the other piece is out here. But that's good. That's fine, I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to pop a acrylic block on top of that, just to hold that down onto that tulle while the glue grips. And while that is drying, I'm going to have a look for a sentiment. Okay, so I've got this sentiment. It says happy birthday dude, and I don't think this card is for a dude, so I'm going to cut that bit off and trim this side down so that it matches that side. Then I'm going to ink around it. and I'm going to attach it to this little piece of cardboard. Now it's just about the perfect width, so I'm just going to cut it down to about there and stick that onto there. Actually, I guess that's already stuck. Oh, I can get it up. I'm going to add some ribbon to that. Okay, so I've got this ribbon. It's a gold ribbon, and I'm just going to cut some off. I'm going to tuck that under there. I should have done this, of course, before I stuck my flower down. And I'm going to tie a knot. And trim the edges off of that because I don't want it to be overpowering. Okay, so my memory card ran out of space, but all you missed was I attached the birthday thing there. I restuck the stem of the chipboard and attached the birthday greeting on a piece of cardboard. So that is that particular card for this video. I'm going to clean up this mess a bit and come back and start our next one. Okay, for this one I'm going to use the same paper for my base. So let's tear a bit of that. I might just tear it with my fingers. Tear it all the way down. And I'm going to tear that one. I should do the bottom while I'm at it. There we go. Tear that white off because I don't really want that on there. Okay, that can go there like so. Now, I'm going to tear this. Actually, I've got this one. I think I'm going to tear just on a bit of an angle. So I'm not trying to get I'm not trying to get that too straight because I'm going to layer that on there like that. Tear this edge. So that can go on there like so. Then I think I'm going to put a layer of this on there. So I will tear this. Actually, I'll turn it over and tear it that way. Might be a better idea, I think. Now, I want it. So tear that I'll tear this edge a bit first. Okay, so that's going to go there like that, and this one can go here. I'm going to tear it about here. About here. Just put a mark there so I can work out where I'm going with that. Transfer that mark over to this side, so about there. Tear that piece off. Okay. So that's going to go like that. This is a little bit long. I just have to tear that off a little bit. Like so. Alright, now I'm going to ink around the edges of these, and you don't need to watch me do that, so I'll do that off camera and then I'll come back when I've done it. Okay, so I've made it, I've inked around all of those, and this green one, I decided I didn't want it so straight, so I tore it up a little bit rougher. Now I'm going to attach these to my card base. And I'm not taking it right up to the edge. I don't mind if the edges curl up a bit, you know, for that shabby look. I'm going to pop that down there. And this bottom layer is going basically straight along the card. Oops. Put that up a bit so that glue gets too stuck. Okay, and I've also decided that I'm going to have this one sideways. This is going to be a sideways one. Now this one I'm going to stick down about here. And I'm not worried about the top being straight on this one, because that green one's going to go over the top of it. Okay, so that's going to go down there like so. Now this lace that I had before, I'm going to attach that on here, on this one. So let's cut that off. Out there. And run a bead of glue along here to hold that lace in place. Let me see which is the right side and the wrong side. I think this is the right side. No, I'm not sure. Supposed to have that rough bit. No, I think this is the right side. We'll go with that anyway. So I'm going to pop that down there so that it just comes down over there. I can trim that off when it's dry. And then I'm going to attach this green piece on there like so. So let's do that. Okay, so that's my layers. I'll trim this off now. And I have got these flowers that I have fussy cut from one of Denise's fussy pattern papers, and I'm thinking that I can either put them straight across the front like that, which was my first idea, which I quite like still, or I could sort of bunch them in the middle like so, going over all layers. Actually, I think I like them in the middle like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mount these on, perhaps I'll put these two flat and this one on some tape. So let's attach this one first. Now, I think these magnolias might be from one of Denise's topper kits. She had some beautiful little topper kits that had lots of fussy cuts in them, and I think this might be from one of those. But as I said, I will look all this stuff up and put it in the description box just in case anyone wants to have a look at them. Okay, so we'll pop that one down on there like that. So that's quite pretty, isn't it? Now I need another sentiment. Congratulations, I don't really want that. I've got a big bag full and I've got a heap more down there. So I just stamp and heat emboss these sentiments when I feel like doing it, or when I've got my stamping and embossing stuff out. I do a whole heap at once, and then I'll just put them in this bag and use them as I need them. Saves me having to stop what I'm doing and drag all that stuff out. I'm just going to use this one. We'll ink around the edge of it. Okay. Now, do I want to put it up here, down here, down here? I think I like it there. So that's what I'm going to put. That's where it's going to go. I just sort of tucked in there, like so. There we go. So that's card number 2. Should I do a third one? Why not? Okay, I'll clean this up and think about what I'm going to do for the next one, and then I'll be back. Okay, so for the last card for today, I had this piece of paper. Now what I did was I took strips of paper. I think these were all branding strips, because as you can see with the branding strip on the back you get the pattern paper. So I cut the branding strips off, and then I had all these branding strips, so I decided to lay them onto a piece of white cardstock on an angle and attach them. I attached them using double-sided tape. So I've cut this panel out of that sheet of paper, and I've stitched around the edge of it with my sewing machine and some black cotton. Now I'm also going to just rip around the edge with my black ink cube, Now I do find that the double-sided tape does sort of give up its stick after a while. I'm talking like years here. So in today's society, people don't tend to keep their cards for as long, so I'm not too worried about it, but that stitching around the edge there will hold those pieces of paper in place. Now, this one is also going to be a sideways one, so I'm going to attach this using my art glitter glue. This glue is great. It sticks anything to anything, and it grabs really quickly. As a matter of fact, sometimes it can grab too quickly. You don't really get a lot of manoeuvre time, so you have to be fairly accurate with your placement when you first put it down. But the properties of it are fantastic. So I'm just going to pop that on my card front with a little white border all around. So as I said before, these cards are 4 inches by 8 1/4. So I've cut that 3 3/4 inches by what? By 8 1/8, to be honest. Okay, so I have this chipboard, and it is called Old Scroll Border, and I'm going to use that on the front, but I thought I might use a bit of this lace behind it. So this lace has got like a little frilly edge at the top and a bigger picket at the bottom, so I thought I might lay that across there because you can still see your pattern paper through it, but it's just a nice little addition. And then I'm going to layer that on top of that. So let's cut this lace to the size of the pattern paper, so about here. And it's probably not going to be straight because I'm hopeless at that. And I'm going to attach that through the centre there. So I'm going to put a row of glue there and attach that top. Try and get it straight, or something like straight. Just hold it there for a few seconds while it grabs. And I don't think I'm going to glue the bottom. And while I'm waiting for that to dry, I can apply the glue to my chipboard. This is a bit of a fiddly job. You could apply it with a sponge. You know, you could squeeze some of your glue out onto like a stamping block or something like that, you know, one of those acrylic blocks, and then just use a sponge to sponge it over the background. But I've started this now, so it would be quicker and you'd get a more even and probably a better coverage if you did it that way. And that's probably the way I should have done it. But it's probably not necessary that I get glue over every piece of this. If I get it over the main exterior points, I'll probably be doing all right. All of these little hooky bits. I've probably got way too much glue on here. Probably go everywhere. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there about centrally, like that. And there's enough glue on there that that will go through the lace and attach the lace and the chipboard with the one application of glue. Probably could move that way a fraction, but what's there is there. And I've got this, let me just wipe my fingers a bit. Got so much glue on here. Yeah, so I've got this happy birthday sentiment that I got out of my little pack of sentiments. I think this was another uniquely creative one that came in a pack. I'm going to attach that to my chipboard piece, so I certainly don't need to put anything extra behind it. And I'm going to just position that in the centre of my chipboard like so. Can't really tell if it's straight or not. I am just leaving it on the table, so I stick that on there. Now I think what I'm also going to do is I've got this white Wink of Stella glitter brush or glitter pen, and I'm going to put that on my chipboard. Trying to give it a good shake up, but I can't hear that ball rattling around inside. So let's see. Need a bit of scrap here to get this going. I hope I don't have to push too hard because I can't really push very much with my fingers. Doesn't seem to be working all that well. I think I might use the got clear here somewhere. Wink of Stella. Let's see if this one's working a bit better. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. So seems to be coming out okay. Okay, so hopefully when that dries it will have a bit of glitter in it, but I'm not too sure about that actually. I think the glitter might have settled out. Okay, so there we go. Here's our 3 cards for today. We've got 2 in that orientation and 1 in that orientation. So I hope you've enjoyed my video today. If you have, I'd love it if you would subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. But if you are a subscriber, thank you for subscribing, and perhaps if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic as well. Alright, well thank you for joining me, and oh, you might notice that I did colour this chipboard, and yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I used distress inks. Yeah, I used Barn Door, Victorian Velvet and Mowed Lawn. Alright, okay, so that's all the info. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.